It's definitely not a Wednesday, but today we are wearing pink. Hi, it's Jess, and this is another Sunday with your most awaited episode of Beyond Borders. We pride ourselves with our amazing guests, these phenomenal women, PDG Mayan and Dr. Stacey, as we tackle Pink October. Let's all blow away the cobwebs as we feast our ears on what they have to say. Together, let's think pink. Oops! Hold on a moment. That's the sound of an incoming mail. And, it's about the current affairs in our country. Why don't I share these with you guys? With the Philippines' multi-party system, over 97 people coveted the highest position in the government. Whoa! 29 for the second highest and 176 for the senators. Top contenders for the presidential race are current VP Leni Robredo, Bongbong Marcos, boxing legend Senator Manny Pacquiao, Senator Bato de la Rosa, and Manila City Mayor Isko Moreno. Which among these people will you place your trust in leading the future of our country? Remember that knowledge is power, let research be our weapon, and let us be critical in our evaluation. Always remember, you guys, that a single vote can change the course of our future. So please, 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 vote wisely in this incoming election. And moving on for some good news. Last October 6, the Department of Education released its initial list of 59 public schools for the pilot implementation of face-to-face classes. Yay! The DOH is also set in assessing schools to increase the number by 120. Is your school included? Hopefully, fingers crossed. Now, I know that the past month has been such a roller coaster ride, but we've coursed through it with flying colors. Congratulations and yay to us! October has definitely been a life-changing month, and on its first day, RACCF-USC launched the Pabakuna na Tabay campaign to promote the effectivity of vaccines against COVID-19, which we will be talking more about later on, so chill ka lang. The song Pabakuna Ta, Ayaw Patakod, Ayaw Panakod, written by Jude Gitamondok and performed by Insoy Ninal, was one of the highlights of the event. Through this campaign, we can see how important it is to be vaccinated. So if you want to know more, stay tuned because our guests for today will tell us all about it. Now moving on to another campaign that's really close to the hearts of Rotaractors, Piso to End Polio, which is a fundraising initiative to support Rotary's End Polio Now Campaign. Last October 9, Rotaractors distributed the donation bottles to the partnered businesses or establishments, and GCash payment was also made available to reach more people. Now, aside from this, on October 24, the life-changing officers held a virtual launching of their Piso to End Polio Fund Drive campaign with the members of the club and student leaders of partnering school organizations to commemorate the special day. With this, we are one step closer to ending polio. With all your help, together, let us aim to walk towards a polio-free world. Now, if it hasn't been that obvious, this October, RACCF turned pink to promote breast cancer awareness with Pink Perspective 2021. The two-day event on October 16 to 17 was held via Zoom, where we saw our participants don pink ribbons to show their support. I was there, and surely day 1, it was so informative, while day 2 was truly inspiring. And I'm sure that all of the talks from the distinguished speakers really struck a chord in the participants' hearts, like it did mine. And of course, on that note, Rack Cinema also turned pink in celebration of Pinktober month. RACCF-USC watched Miracles from Heaven, Pink Night, a Rack Cinema online special for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It is a monthly club service activity for all the members of Rotaract, which was held last October 29. The movie is about a 10-year-old girl named Anna who had a rare and incurable disease. Now, with the help of her mother Christy, she begins to heal miraculously, and that surprises her family and even the medical specialists. I can attest to that this movie touches your heart and makes you feel hopeful despite the circumstances. You can't help but shed a tear or two, so guys, if wala pa mo ka-watch, this is definitely your sign to go and watch it, and I promise you won't regret it. Now that was our RACCF-USC's fully packed October. Now, we don't know what November will bring us, but I sure hope that it is something that will give us a new chance to learn, to love, and to feel hope. And now for the fun part of our episode. Our team prepared a little game for you guys. Now, this game is called Who That? Our team will play a line from a certain speech, and you guys, the listeners, will have to guess who said that line. You will be given 3 voice clues to help guide you, and in the end, you will be given 5 seconds to guess who said those certain lines. So sit back, relax, and listen carefully. And who knows, pasin kaila mo ni Nia. Now, though I'm not supposed to, let me give you guys a special and exclusive hint from yours truly. Now, my hint is simple. She's influential, inspiring, and empowered. Yes, I know, it's a bit vague, but oh, never mind. You'll guess it anyway. So, is our team ready? Are you guys ready? So let's play Who That? Here is your first clue.
You will not incur.
You're temporizing. I give you a grade of 3. In UP, as you know, that means 3 warning. I pass you, but I warn you.
Woo! Sana all UP, no? But no sana all to tres. Can't imagine that. I like the part where she says, "Ooh, you're temporizing." She sounded really cute there. So guys, hint 1 has something to do with UP. And I'm sure by just listening to her voice, you might have an idea who that person is. But why don't you listen to our second clue?
Anong klaseng pampropaganda yan, Aber? Mag-isip-isip naman kayo, nakaka-insulto. You're an insult to the intelligence of educated Filipinos.
Whew, that one was harsh and intense. She's right though. So anyways, hint 2 is that she's one of those educated Filipinos. Alright, here's your last clue guys to really solidify your guess.
We are all united in this endeavor to improve and reform the Philippines. Akala ng iba, palaging ganito na lang tayo. Hindi. Lalabanan natin itong korupsyon na naging bunga at sanhi ng ating kahirapan.
Now that is what I like. She stands for the improvement and reformation of the Philippines and was quite aware and vocal about the corruption in the Philippines. Whoops! Now that's the precedent we've never had. Oops, I guess I said too much. Do you guys already have a guess? Who could it be? Well, you guys, the correct answer is, of course, none other than the late Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago. Were you able to guess it right? And like I said, she's influential, inspiring, and empowered. Definitely an empowered woman and a person people could always look up to. Well, guys, I'm sure you're dying to listen to our very special guests today. And because we have special guests, we also have a special host. So let me introduce you to your special host, Marie Tanilon. I won't hold you guys any longer. Marie, the mic's all yours.
So, hello everybody, good afternoon. I am Marie Geraldine Tanilon, and I will be your host for today. So, for this episode, we have invited not 1, not 2, but 3 empowered women to talk about Pink October, the End Polio, and COVID19 vaccination campaigns. We featured these ladies on our official Facebook page, Rotary Club of Cebu Fuente, University of San Carlos, which you can check out right now. With the color pink, which is often referred to as the powerful color of women, we welcome you to this episode entitled Think Pink. As it is October, we have the renowned Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It is an annual campaign that aims to raise awareness in our communities on breast cancer, a disease that is the most common cancer in women worldwide. And it has been scientifically estimated that every 3 out of 100 Filipino women develop breast cancer in their lifetime. In this episode, we are highlighting this month's commemoration of Pink October, and we'll also be talking about the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on breast cancer patients and how this has affected their way of life more so than others. For this topic, we have our first beautiful and empowered woman. She was the first lady president of Rotary Club Cebu Fuente in 2001 and the former district governor for the year 2016 to 2017. Let us all welcome Tita Mary Ann Alcordo-Solomon. Welcome
Hello.
to Beyond Borders, Tita Gov.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be here in Beyond Borders. My first time.
So I'm very happy to be with you and to speak about Pink October in a given time.
Yes, Tita. We are all so happy that you are here with us today despite your busy schedules. So to start again, Tita, I would like to thank you for agreeing to be a part of this episode of Beyond Borders. So we're going to officially start the episode. Okay, Tita, so I'd just like to say that you are such an amazing role model, not only to me, but to the many people who look up to you and would want to be you in the future. You are a recognized Rotarian for 4 avenues of service citation. You are also considered the Eagle President and was selected by Rotary International as one of the 4 most distinguished presidents in the world for Rotary year 2001 and 2002. So prior to today, Tita, I actually did some research about you and the other inspirational women whom we will get to know later on. And I came across an article in Sunstar. It was entitled, "Be Brave, Be Pink." It said that you were diagnosed with cancer at the peak of your career. If you don't mind me asking, would you like to share with us what that was like?
Well, actually, I don't have any history of cancer. I was a very, very busy person. But in 2004, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I realized as well that the victims are not just the patient, but the loved ones. So when I saw my children getting affected, my mother and my father, I had to snap out of my feeling sorry for myself. And I empowered myself with information of what I have and what I can do. So that's why I am in this group called I Can Serve, Information for Cancer Services. And having said that, be brave. We have to be brave. There's no other choice. You have to embrace what you have. What we have is actually a test, a trial on how we can manage and how we can cope. And then be pink. Because I have breast cancer, pink is the universal color for breast cancer. And it's celebrated in October, Pink October. So be brave and be pink. And there are other meanings for pink. We use it as a verb. Pinking forward, you pink it forward, you share the advocacies, you create awareness, or you be pink of health. So you be healthy. So it does not limit yourself to just breast cancer, but really on wellness. So that's where I'm coming from. It will cover everyone from all walks of life and all ages.
Wow, that is so amazing, Tita. Thank you for sharing that with us. So is this the reason why you are an advocate for Breast Cancer Awareness Month? And if so, can you also share with us how you have bannered it throughout the years?
Okay, being an advocate for breast cancer awareness is not a choice. It is now a commitment and a conviction. Having gone through breast cancer, I felt that no one should be alone in their battle of cancer and nobody should fear cancer. Usually women do not go to their doctors because of the fear of the unknown. All the more, if you don't know what you have, you don't know how to treat it. So I had to put a face to survivorship. And then I realized that the earlier the stage of breast cancer, the earlier it can be treated and the cheaper it will cost. Our mantra is early detection is the best prevention. Early detection is the cure. Early detection saves money and early detection saves lives. So once we save lives, we keep families whole. We keep your mother, your sister, your aunt, your grandmother whole. We keep the families whole.
That is very true, Tita. Earlier detection really does save lives, and nobody should fear cancer, especially when you are surrounded with your loved ones. Now, Tita, if you were to put that experience of yours in comparison to cancer patients in the world with various diseases, such as those of the COVID-19 pandemic, what do you think would be the major differences in terms of experiences and healthcare treatment of these diseases for cancer patients? And we would really greatly appreciate it, Tita, if you could mention a testimony or a little story about a breast cancer patient during this health crisis.
Okay, during this pandemic, we've heard so many stories. Of course, even us, even myself, I had the fear of the pandemic. So as we speak, I am still managing my anxiety. I am still managing my panic attacks. So it's more on the mental health. But stories, yes, there's so many stories of breast cancer survivors who did not go see their doctor on their scheduled consultation or treatment or their tests, and what were the consequences. The cancer grew. So that's the not nice story. And another not nice story is the cancer became worse. So not only did the cancer grow, but the cancer became worse. So these are scenarios we've seen during the pandemic. And that is why I've been working closely with the doctors on how to reach out to these cancer patients battling cancer at present and having their chemo. For one, I can serve, even offered free transportation through Grab. We had this project with I Can Serve to pick up the patient from their house and bring them to the hospital for treatment. But then again, the patients were afraid to go have themselves checked at the height of the pandemic. Likewise, I Can Serve Cebu has a trust fund to give free mammograms to indigent patients. As of now, nobody has availed of it. So there's the fear of the unknown of the pandemic, the fear of COVID-19, and the fear of getting COVID-19.
Oh, so Tita, I actually have some follow-up questions from your points. Is a mammogram really necessary to check for breast cancer? And I'm sure our listeners would also like to know about that.
Yes, that's the basic test one should get. Of course, if you know how to do self-breast examination, it would help. You know your body. Just like when you have pimples, when you caress your face and you see another lump or a bump external, that's a pimple, right? Or a blister or what, then you want to have it removed. However, for the lump in cancer, in breast cancer, the lump is inside. You can only feel it, or in fact, you cannot feel it, but only the mammogram machine can see it. So the best way is to have your mammogram. Don't worry, the mammogram machines now are modern and less painful than before. I tell you, what I had before was not a happy experience. It was a metal to metal crunching of your breast by that machine, but this time it's fiberglass. It's very light. It's just a split second of saying ouch and everything is okay. So please go have your mammogram this month. The hospitals and diagnostic centers are giving big discounts.
Wow, that was I really enjoyed those answers. I can really tell that the listeners would like to get to know more about the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and to have early detection also, or to get checked by their doctors early in order to save their lives. So, Tita, it is definitely safe to say that the struggles of cancer patients now have significantly multiplied since various health crises emerged. And I couldn't agree more when you said that the fear of the pandemic is present. They are trying to manage their own anxieties, especially on their mental health, especially being enclosed here within our four walls in the house due to the pandemic. And additionally, we know that people with complex health conditions such as cancer have a higher risk of mortality if they ever contract COVID-19. So for you, Tita, what is your take on the importance of getting vaccinated, especially for people with comorbidities such as breast cancer patients?
Okay, you just mentioned it, Marie. We have higher risk in getting COVID. We are immunocompromised. Our immune system is down. So all the more we will be protected. Look at the categories. Of course, the frontliners, the health workers, they're A1. So they're the first because they're face-to-face with the patients with COVID and all. Second in line are the senior citizens. They're high risk. They can get COVID because of their immune system. And third, Category 3 are those with comorbidities. So us, we are not normal anymore. We've had chemo, we had radiation. So our immune system is not as normal healthy person. So we are immunocompromised, and yes, we should get vaccinated. And there are schedules for those battling cancer, undergoing treatment. Consult your doctor, your oncologist, and they will tell you the right time when you can get your vaccine.
Oh, that is very nice to hear, Tita. Oh, I just like to have a follow-up question again. I just want to ask your experience regarding chemotherapy and radiation. Like, does it hurt, Tita, or like what did you experience during your sessions of chemo and radiation, Tita?
Okay, I was diagnosed stage 2A, and I was told that I would have 6 cycles of chemo and 28 days of radiation. The chemotherapy is not a happy experience in the sense that you're sitting down most of the time. Well, I sat down most of the time, the whole day, and I would be nauseated. But there is a medicine. Your doctor will give you a medicine, anti-nausea pill, which helped, and then you would be sleepy. So I'll just sleep it off. So that's as bad as it was, because I'm a hyper person. So staying at home that time, not during the pandemic, that time was something that was not new to me. That was something that I had to embrace. So I would be home for 3 days because I would be feeling down, I would be sleepy, I would be tired. That's how I would feel, and sometimes nauseous. So that's for chemo. For radiation, on the other hand, it was not as bad as chemo. I would just have a little warmness in the area where the radiation hit me. It was linear radiation, so every early morning I would have that, and I'll just have that warmness in the area. That's it. That's it. Oh, and yeah, the side effects of chemo, which I think you will follow up with a question. I lost my hair. I lost my hair from my toes up to my head, everything in between. So I just had to learn how to put my eyebrows. As everybody knows, kilay is life. So we have to have your eyebrows. And even if you don't have your hair, well, what the heck? The mask now you have all the designs. I started it before. I had embellished masks. I had masks for Christmas with all the Christmas balls. I had masks for summer with all the flowers. So I enjoyed that part of my chemotherapy days when I had to wear a mask and I had to wear bandanas because I lost my hair, and the bandanas of different kind. I had to wear wigs at time. I tell you, I had colorful wigs, I had afro wigs, I had F4 wigs, long and short, name it. So I got away with it. I was not a cuckoo. People say, are you in a costume party? No, I was very normal, and I enjoyed that time.
Well, Tita, your hair, right, Matita, is very beautiful and very luscious. And I would just like to, yes. And I just like to ask, because there are some people, there are some cancer patients, especially children or like women who are younger than me or the same age as me, who have breast cancer as well. Some of them, or most of them, actually feel insecure about losing their hair, or like if ever their stages are really high, like stage 4 or stage 3, they really have to operate take off one of their boobs, something like that. So can you give us like an encouraging message for them? And I'm sure our listeners would also like to hear.
Actually, it's on your attitude and your outlook in life. Let's say you lose your boobs, okay? You lose one boob. At first, I was worried. So I asked my husband, is it okay if I lose my boob? And all he said, why? Do you have ambitions of being a bold star that you want to show your boobs to everyone? So it was as simple as that. And it struck me, hey, I'm comfortable without my boobs. So I had 1.5 boob because I had a lumpectomy. But now it looks 2 because my fat adjusted to the space where it was taken. So it kind of looks like I have 2 boobs. But I was very comfortable in losing my boobs. Second, in losing my hair. It's temporary. It grew back and it became even thicker. To some, it may not be, but they are new hair. They are grown new hair, and it's, as you said, it's luscious. You can see for yourself, and I am happy. My eyebrows became thicker, so kilay is life. I had my threading, so it has a better form than before. And what else? What do you expect? Again, believe me, this will pass. That chapter of your chemo will pass. You will move on. And if I look back, it's been 17 years. And who would have thought, if you wouldn't know that I'm a breast cancer survivor, you can't tell. Because we're normal, we're living life, and we're just blessed. And I don't know if you have a follow-up question, but why will I say I'm blessed? I'm blessed I had breast cancer because I knew what I had and I knew what I had to do and prepare for something, the eventuality, just in case. But I've been blessed for 17 years. 17 years of celebrating life.
Oh, that is such an inspirational story, Tita. I actually have one more follow-up question, Tita.
Okay, go!
I know, Magod, like some people like with comorbidities, not necessarily cancer, who are afraid of getting the vaccine, the COVID-19 vaccine. Maybe you can share with them, because they might be listeners as well, on why they should really get vaccinated.
Okay, we mentioned earlier that we are a high-risk population. No, we have low immune system. We're immunocompromised. So the best way to protect ourselves is through the vaccine. Now, vaccines work. The fight to end polio is proof. Nobody complained about polio vaccine, and it works. You children, you kids are walking because you were saved by Rotary through the polio vaccine. So this is where I'd like to share to everyone, since we're celebrating World Polio Day on October 24. In 1979, the Philippines was the recipient of polio vaccine from Rotary. So with that, vaccines again is really effective, and we should protect ourselves. And with the myth that we will turn to be zombies, okay, we will turn out to be zombies in 2 years. All right, so the doctors will be the first zombies, and then we will follow those unvaccinated. Then they will be our food. So we will eat them. Tell them they should be scared because us zombies will eat them. But that's just a joke. The reason why I said zombies, because with all the Zooms, we are now zombies. Okay?
That is very true, Tita.
Sobra na ang Zoom. Okay? Well, you know, the talks that when you get vaccinated, if you get vaccinated in 2 years, you'll be a zombie, which is really false. What will happen is for those in Zoom, we'll be zombies because that's all we do. We go to the Zoom every time, every hour. So we become zombies. But never mind, if they want to think they will be zombies, well, we are in good company. You're in good company with the doctors, with the senior citizens, with us. Or if you don't, you'll be left behind and we will eat you. We zombies will eat you. So how is that? You like that? Marie?
Oh, that is definitely a really great way to tell people they really should get vaccinated in order.
They should.
Not just to save their own lives, but to save other people's lives as well. As we know that the COVID-19 got more contagious because of the Delta variant. So I know it's important for everyone to remember that vaccine effectiveness may be lower in immunocompromised patients because of cancer compared to the general population. But vaccinations can still significantly reduce the morbidity and mortality against COVID-19 for everyone, whether they are sick or not sick. And this is why getting vaccinated is recommended by many healthcare professionals for everyone to protect themselves from further serious illnesses that may eventually lead up to death. So, Tita, do you have anything more to add?
You spoke about vaccine, so I'd like just to repeat this message on polio vaccines. Vaccines work and the fight to end polio is proof. And I'd also like to say that vaccines bring us closer to family. So what's happening now? Because people are not vaccinated, sometimes your relatives abroad or even in Manila could not visit you here in Cebu because of the quarantine rules and all. So we're separated. What else? Vaccines bring us closer to friends. Even in Cebu, you can't even get together. You can't even go have your coffee together. So there are a lot of things you can't do with friends. But most importantly, vaccines will help end polio and will help end the pandemic. So we have to work together. This is just like polio years ago when people were hesitant. But look, we just have 2 cases of polio. This will happen with COVID-19. If we work together, we will not get rid of the virus. The virus will stay, just like we have the flu virus. It's just keeping ourselves treated, vaccinated, and believing that we should have safety protocols at all times. We observe safety protocols.
That is very true, Tita. Like, although we are already vaccinated, like fully vaccinated, we should still continue observing the safety protocols in order to really avoid having COVID-19 pandemic because of the Delta variants and the many other variants. Despite having the vaccine, if you do not follow those safety protocols, you can still get contaminated with COVID.
Okay, October is Pink October. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Please see your doctor. Hospitals and diagnostic centers are giving a big discount for mammograms and even breast ultrasound. Our mantra, early detection is the best prevention. Early detection is the cure. Early detection saves money. And early detection saves lives. So see your doctor today. That's my message.
That is a very good mantra, Tita, and it is very applicable not only to the breast cancer patients but also to many other those who have comorbidities as well. So once again, Tita, thank you so much for this conversation. I really enjoyed it, especially that it is actually one that holds dear in my heart because I have a lot of family members who have cancer and also breast cancer, but unfortunately because of the Zoom na dili siya premium, because of the Zombie and because also the time constraint, this is all the time we have with you, Tita. So once again, thank you so much, and we hope your story and insights helped our listeners be more informed about breast cancer awareness. So remember, let us all think pink, always and always. Once again, Tita, thank you so much. I really enjoyed this conversation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello again, everybody. So, as we heard it already from Tita Gov, that polio vaccinations work. And in case you missed it, the polio vaccination structure is actually applied to the COVID-19 vaccination campaign by Rotary International. At this juncture, let's talk about the COVID-19 disease, which has drastically changed our lives in just 2 years. In fact, we have another empowered and beautiful woman with us today to talk about the vaccination for COVID-19. Here to share with us her fresh perspective as a medical professional during the pandemic and her insights on the importance of vaccinations in eradicating diseases and saving the lives of many. So let us give our welcome to Dr. Gosiaco. Hello, Doctora. How are you feeling today?
Hi, good evening. I feel great. Thank you for having me here. It's actually a great pleasure to be here speaking for the Rotaract. So I am Dr. Stacey Gosiaco. I am a graduate of the College of Medicine of Cebu Doctors University, and I will actually be starting my residency program for radiology in St. Luke's Medical Center.
So thank you so much for that introduction, Dr. Stacey. We are so happy and honored to have you here with us today, Ate Stacey. So let us get right to the main interview. So, while many institutions continue to promote COVID-19 vaccinations, there are still many others who are hesitant or do not have any plans at all to get vaccinated. So, I believe as a doctor of medicine, you've probably heard about the very different types and very many kinds of vaccine myths, such as turning into a zombie or the whole microchip rumor. There's so much of these circulating in the internet, and not only do they amplify the many fake news in our country already, but it also increases hesitancy in getting vaccinated. So on that note, Ate Stacey, do you have any insights regarding the vaccine myths that have been circulating around?
Thank you for that question. Those myths, such as the vaccines turning people into zombies, the microchip theory, and even the myth that where the COVID-19 vaccine can cause you to be magnetic is actually false. Because COVID-19 vaccines, they do not contain microchips, nor do they actually cause you to be magnetic, because the vaccines do not contain these ingredients. The vaccine actually work by stimulating your immune system to produce antibodies. So these are like tiny soldiers inside your body that actually react whenever there's a virus or any form of attenuated virus that would be placed inside your body. So all of these myths that you have heard are actually false. So we have to be careful. Accurate vaccine information is critical, and this can help prevent the spread of myths and rumors. and it can be difficult to know which sources of information you can trust.
Well, thank you so much for that, Dr. Stacey. So, moving on, we would like to hear from a medical professional's perspective. So, Ate, is it okay if you share with us some salient information and reliable sources about the COVID-19 vaccine? And most importantly, why should everyone be vaccinated?
Thank you for the question. So, important sources and reliable sources include CDC, Center for Disease Control and Prevention, and the World Health Organization, which is WHO. You can also ask your doctors and other healthcare providers for information. So, first, vaccines is safe and it is an effective way of protecting yourself against harmful and communicable diseases. It utilizes your body's natural defense in order to create resistance against certain infections, and it can also make your immune system stronger. However, we must all keep in mind that no vaccine is 100% effective at preventing the disease, and that breakthrough infection still occurs. So this means that even if you are vaccinated, you can still have the COVID and you can still transmit it to others. But you will only have the milder form of the disease, and your risk for severe infection and hospitalization is very low as compared to those who are not vaccinated. So, in order to keep yourself and others safe, and while ongoing efforts to reduce viral transmission and efforts to ramp up vaccine coverage is still continuing, one should continue to maintain social distancing of at least 1 meter. Clean your hands frequently with soap and water or alcohol or any disinfectants. One must always wear a mask and avoid enclosed, crowded, and poorly ventilated spaces. Always follow guidance and protocol from local authorities based on the situation and risk where you live.
Well, thank you so much for that, Ate Stacey. I couldn't agree more when you said that the COVID-19 vaccines actually do not prevent you from getting the COVID-19. So even though you're already fully vaccinated or even just having the first dose of the vaccine, you still need to practice the safety protocols set by your local community or local government, and you still need to take care of your health to protect others' health as well. So, Ate Stacey, you mentioned about the different kinds of foreign invaders that enter our body. So I'd just like to ask, and I'm sure our listeners would also like to know, what are these foreign invaders comprised of, and what are their differences of having real and fake foreign invaders?
So these foreign invaders of our body are they are actually microorganisms. So these are bacteria. We also have viruses, and we can also have fungus. So the difference between a fake and a real foreign invader is actually it's not really fake foreign invader. It's just that what vaccines do, and the difference between vaccines and a live infection is when you inject someone with a vaccine is that you introduce foreign invaders that are actually weak. So these weak invaders, they cannot cause the disease, since think of them as like a paralyzed soldier. So if you inject a paralyzed bacterial soldier inside your body, that bacterial soldier is unable to do anything. So that is why, since your body's immune system recognizes it as foreign or as bad, it would be able to attack and destroy it. Create memory cells that would be able to remember these foreign invaders. So when the time comes when you come across these foreign invaders that are actually the stronger one or the real one that you may come across in the environment, your body has these memory cells which would activate, and you can mount an immune response towards these foreign invaders.
So thank you so much for that, Ate Stacey. Those are really very helpful information, and I am sure our listeners and even those around the community and around the country would really find these information very insightful as well, and they also would want to be vaccinated. So here at RACCF USC Ate, we greatly believe that the COVID-19 vaccination is one step further to going back to our normal lives and of course to a safer world. Not that I am doubting the effectiveness of the COVID-19 vaccines here in the Philippines or those in the world already. The real question I want to ask is whether it may be Sinovac, Pfizer, Moderna, and among all the other different brands of vaccines, how effective is the COVID-19 vaccine?
Vaccines, all of them, be it Janssen, Sputnik, Astra, Pfizer, Moderna, Sinovac, and all those other vaccines, they are all effective at preventing severe COVID infection and its complications. So it actually decreases your chance of getting a very bad case of COVID-19 infection.
I totally agree with you there, Ate Stacey. So getting the COVID-19 vaccination, whether it may be Sinovac, Moderna, AstraZeneca, and among others, is definitely one step closer to going back to the normal lives that we all collectively miss. And as much as we'd love to hear more from you, Ate, this is all the time we have with you today. Here at Rotaract, we are huge advocates about the COVID-19 vaccination, so we are more than grateful that you took time out of your busy schedule as a doctor to share with us your insights about the COVID-19 vaccinations. And we also do hope that this was able to raise awareness and that our listeners are more informed now about this disease and the vaccinations to fight them. So once again, Ate Stacey, thank you so much for being with us here today. We definitely appreciate you and all of your efforts to be able to stop COVID-19 from spreading. And we also love your eloquent insights as well. So with that, let us continue to raise awareness about this issue and be catalyst for a safer world.
Thank you so much, Marie, and of course to Tita Gov, PDG Mayan, and Doc Stacey. What about you guys? Did you learn something new today? Well, let us know what you think by sharing your thoughts on your social media accounts to, of course, raise awareness to others and inspire others as well. You may also message our Facebook page and we'll be more than happy to read your thoughts on this interview. Now, as October is coming to an end, it's time to greet our October birthday celebrants a happy birthday. It may be another year of a quarantine birthday, but it is also another year to be thankful that you're alive, okay, and got the chance to celebrate another year of life. So listeners, let us all greet a very happy birthday to Bianca, Mar, Mika, Steph, Val, Isa, Shin, Durkee, Sep, Erica, Bon, Crystal, Franny, Dorms, Max, Mirang, Kit, Nick, Yam, Nix, G, Drea, Bri, Jans, Elaine, and Shara. And to all October birthday celebrants, happy birthday. And now that we are entering the month of November, here is the list of activities in RACCF that you should be looking forward to. These are the events from the 12 days of Christmas, which includes November 3rd, Makulay na Pasko, 6th, Agree Ka Dito, 13th, Laruan Para Kay Bruno and Witness to the Word, 15th, Santa Tell Me, 19th, World Toilet Day, 20th, Island Inspiration, 28th, Wish Upon a Box, and 29th, Bukas Palad, Donate a Book, Build a Library. What a fantastic night! Once again, thank you so much for tuning in with us. Don't forget to like and follow our Facebook page, Rotaract Club of Cebu Fuente University of San Carlos Chapter. Catch you guys again next time as we tackle another topic that is close to our hearts. October might be ending, but the fight for breast cancer awareness and feminism continues. And as they say, pink is not just a color, it's an attitude. Stay safe, stay kind, and continue to think big. Good night!